Every year, 6% of Bahamian
children are born with a heart defect.
We at Cable 12
and the Nassau Guardian decided
to lend a helping hand
in creating more awareness to the cost of saving little hearts.
One surgery
can cost up to
$250,000.
We at Cable 12
and the Nassau Guardian hear their cry.
We are asking you
to make a donation to these efforts.
Embrace the opportunity
and save a little heart.
The Cove Resort expected to boost Eleuthera's economy.
So it's already had a major impact.
It's cold out, but the temperature is expected to drop even more. A major drug bust and another murder keep police busy overnight. Tickets for the 2013 Carifta Games going quickly.
Thousands have already been sold, and we have not even opened the box office yet.
Plus, the Red Cross Fair still a success despite the weather.
We still have a pretty good turnout.
I'm Nikia DeVoe, and this is NB12 Weekend. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us this Saturday for NB12's Weekend Edition. The opening of the $15 million Cove Resort in Gregorytown, North Eleuthera is expected to rejuvenate the local economy there and bring more tourist dollars to the island. That's according to the Prime Minister, who was on hand yesterday for the official opening of the 60-room resort. Paige McCartney was also there. She filed this report.
In just 10 months, hotelier Sydney Torres has transformed the Cove Eleuthera from a rundown hurricane-damaged hotel to a massive luxury resort spread over 40 acres. The original 24-room resort that existed there for decades has been redesigned into a mix of luxury cottages and suites, one of which rents for $6,000 per night. The minimalist styling is complemented by floor-to-ceiling windows that provide unobstructed views of the ocean and the two cove beaches that were excavated from the rocky cliff, sanded and bordered by cashmere soft green grass. Torres said he initially meant to spend just $5 million renovating the property, but that number tripled to $15 million after he saw the potential of the cove and the entire island.
When I decided to go over and spend the $15 million, it was because that's what it deserved. And just talking to individuals that have opened other resorts, I know that they, in a project this size, 120 rooms or more, they'd spend 150 to 100 million. And the reason we were able to save money is because, as I said, I was the general contractor, the architect, and the designer. So hands on the ground, I would drive a backhoe, I would drive, jackhammer holes in this hard rock here to plant palm trees. We put in over 500 pallets of grass. It's over 400,000 square feet of grass. We cut 2 private beaches in the rock, and we with instead of like the environment blending in with us.
Christie said the Cove is just the economic boost North Eleuthera needs, with its increase in jobs and also an increase in expected airlift to the island.
Prime Minister Perry Christie said the resort, which currently has 60 rooms and intends to create another 60 within the coming year, has a significant employment component, with 75 people already employed and another 100 expected to be employed upon completion of the project. Torres added that he believes the resort will be the largest employer on the island.
During our visitations, we saw where you had over 100 construction workers working, so it's already had a major impact.
When we open, we're going to have full-time at least 150 to 200,000 a month in payroll. So all that money goes right back into the settlements, and we've seen a lot of that with the construction phase. A lot of that money has gone back into the settlements, and I've talked to gas station owners and store owners, and they said that settlement to settlement, the people are buying more gas and they're buying more groceries, so it's definitely affected a lot of the settlements here in a good way.
The Cove was started in 1969, but according to Prime Minister Perry Christie, no other developer could make the property work for them. That is until now. He said he's confident this new project will usher in a renaissance in Eleutheran tourism.
I think it's going to prove to be an example for other investors who would wish to house small properties in different islands.
All of the furniture in the resorts was handcrafted by Bahamian Claudius Culmer. Other amenities of the resort include 500 thread count bedding, iPod docking stations, 50-inch flat-screen TVs, wireless internet access, in-room safes, Nespresso coffee makers, and Molton Brown bath accessories. For MB12, I'm Paige McCartney.
And the government says it is committed to ensuring that the Cove and other similar properties on the Family Islands get the promotion they need to be successful. With that in mind, Minister of Tourism Obi Wilshcombe revealed the second prong of the $15 million tourism campaign the government committed to last year. On March 21st, the Ministry of Tourism will unveil a new digital platform that provides a reach to the islands of the Bahamas like never before. According to Wilshcombe, all of the islands and their properties will be on one website.
That will allow for bookings, it will allow for the reservations that's required from no matter where you're coming from in the world. It will also allow for you to book your airlines and to get here. What it does, it gives the Bahamas for the very first time an opportunity to get all the islands into the marketing effort.
Wilshcombe said the aim is to make all of the islands accessible to the world. He said visitors can choose between the glitz and glamour of the capital, which has the Atlantis and Baha Ma resorts, or choose a more intimate, relaxing setting on a Family Island property.
They don't have an appreciation for the fact that we are more than just a capital city. And we must remember that the Bahamas almost became Atlantis. And so the Bahamas now will be on the digital platform where you will be able to search the islands of the Bahamas, search for the hotel you want, search for the airlift that you want to get to the islands, search for rental vehicles or whatever else you want to do. And it's all free. None of the islands have to pay for it. None of the hotels have to pay for it. It's being done by the Ministry of Tourism. It's a way to get people to discover the islands and get them here in the quickest possible way.
The Bahamas will also participate in a number of tourism trade shows to highlight all of the Family Islands, according to the minister.
As we're discovering, Bimini is not Eleuthera, but Bimini has a unique property and development and product, and so does Eleuthera. So we want the world to see what we have, and you're going to see us travel to Brazil at the end of April. And at the end of April, the world will be coming to Brazil for the first ever World Tourism Council meeting. And that's going to bring about 152 countries. And of course, there'll be buyers and other persons interested in finding out what's happening. So the Bahamas is right now set to become the most exciting tourism destination because we're renewing our product at the right time.
Well, city market workers are still waiting on a response from the government on whether it will cover 50% of the benefits owed to them since the grocery store chain closed down last year. City market employees have been agitating for several months for the government to force its hand of the former owners to pay them $3.5 million in pension and redundancy pay they claim is theirs. Last month, they protested in Rawson Square and then made a proposal to the government to make the goodwill gesture.
At the moment, we haven't gotten no formal statement from them indicating what they want to do. I've heard statements in the press indicating that the government find themselves in a very difficult position to respond to our needs at this time. I'm not sure, and they also indicated that they haven't complete their deliberations and discussion along those lines. So we were still waiting for some formal response from the Bahamas government pertaining to that. And they asked us to stay out of the press, in which we did. Now we are at the crossroads.
At a crossroads now because the owners claim that they are not obligated to pay both a pension and a redundancy severance to the workers because of a clause in the labor law that stipulates that if an employee provides a non-contributory pension plan to employees, they can choose upon redundancy whether they want pension or severance paid. But Turnquest said that's not fair because owners signed a contractual agreement which he believes should be honored.
The labor laws cannot overlap or break the covenants of a trust deed. The trust deed is a contractual arrangement between the parties, the beneficiaries, the benefactors, and the original owner of that said asset of the trust.
So what are you going to do? They're essentially telling you that they don't have to pay you this money that you say you're entitled to.
What they want to do is pay you either or, right, which is unconstitutional.
According to TurnQuest, only 40 former employees who all worked for City Market for more than 25 years out of 350 were paid anything. He said $492,000 was dispersed to them, which only covered 16% of the pension they said they're owed. Chairman of Citizens for Justice, Bishop Walter Hanschel, has joined in on the struggle. He said he feels as though a grave injustice has been put on City Market workers, and he's questioning the government's involvement in the protection of the former owners, the Finlayson family.
I don't know if there's any political interference. I don't know if the wealthy and powerful business people in this country believe that they are above the law. I've been told that the principals of City Market were summoned to go to court. They've not attended any court hearings. I'd like to know why this is allowed to happen. I'd like to know why people could be laid off their jobs for almost 9 months now and not receive a single penny. Why is it that the pensioners are at risk? Why is it that people who've been terminated and displaced, who have bills to pay, who cannot afford to take care of their families at this time? It's very hard right now what the country's going through.
He's calling on the government, the labor minister in particular, to intervene.
I know the position that the government finds itself in right now in terms of not having the amount of cash available to do certain things, but something has to be done. The government must do something to help these people to get justice. We are crying out and we are calling for justice for City Market workers.
New Providence residents had to pull out their jackets, sweaters, hats, and even scarves today due to windy, rainy, cold weather. Well, according to meteorologist Greg Thompson, it's going to be even colder tomorrow. We saw temperatures in the mid to upper 60s today, and Thompson said temperatures will dip to the lower 60s tonight. Grand Bahama, Abaco, Bimini, and the Berry Islands could see temperature drop to the low 50s. He says these temperatures are unusual for this time of year. Normal February and March temperatures range from mid to upper 70s. As for the rain, Thompson said there will be gradual clearing of the frontal boundary, but we may get isolated showers. The cold air mass will move in behind this front, making tomorrow and Monday even colder. Temperatures should warm up Tuesday, and they're expected to drop again Wednesday evening. But Thompson says meteorologists expect that these are the coldest temperatures we'll see all year. Well, coming up, a man shot to death in his vehicle, millions of dollars worth of drugs off the street, plus police reveal the identity of the man killed at the airport. Stay tuned for those stories and much more.